The mysterious case of the teen killer. Why did he do it? In the heart of a quiet, unsuspecting town, the unthinkable happened. A young boy once beloved by his community now stands accused of an act so monstrous it left everyone reeling. What could turn an innocent teenager into a killer? Jake Turner, a star student athlete and seemingly model teen, became the face of a crime that shocked everyone who knew him. And the burning question remains, why? Why did this once promising teenager commit murder? Was it just a moment of rage, or was there something deeper at play? It was an ordinary afternoon until the phone call came. A body was found and a young boy was arrested. Jake Turner, once the pride of his school, now found himself at the center of a horrifying crime: murder. But this wasn't just another tragic story. This was the story of how a teenager's life spiraled out of control, and the world would never be the same. Jake's arrest sent shockwaves through his hometown. How could a boy so full of promise and potential commit such a heinous act? People wanted answers, but the answers weren't simple. What drove Jake to take the life of his 15-year-old classmate, Ethan Harris? Was it anger, jealousy, or something more hidden, buried deep inside? Jake and Ethan had been friends for years. They shared everything. From childhood memories to high school ambitions, they were inseparable. But as time passed, cracks began to form in their friendship. Ethan, always the popular one, started to pull away from Jake, and that hurt. The turning point came when a girl entered the picture. Jess, a new student, caught Ethan's eye. She was bright, confident, and everything Jake was not. Soon, the small disagreements between the boys escalated into something deeper. But was this just teenage jealousy, or something darker lurking beneath the surface? As the weeks passed, Jake felt himself growing more isolated. He withdrew from his friends, his grades slipped, and his interactions with Ethan became more strained. The jealousy festered, turning into resentment. But what caused the final spark? Jake's world was unraveling. His mother, struggling with her own issues, could sense his growing anger, but didn't know how to reach him. His father had abandoned them when he was young, leaving Jake to face the world alone. Had this absence of a father figure set the stage for Jake's violent outburst? The absence of a father figure can deeply affect a teen's emotional development. For Jake, growing up without a strong male role model left him vulnerable to feelings of inadequacy, anger, and frustration. Those emotions, when not properly addressed, can explode in destructive ways. The day of the murder began like any other. Jake and Ethan had planned to meet at a secluded park, but this wasn't just another hangout. Ethan had already decided he was moving on from their friendship, and that made Jake feel betrayed. The argument started small, just another petty fight over Jess. But in that moment, something inside Jake snapped. What was supposed to be a normal conversation between friends turned into an all-out brawl. Ethan, angry and frustrated with Jake's behavior, pushed him too far, and then it happened. Jake, in a flash of rage, pulled out a knife. Ethan was dead. Jake, covered in blood, stood over him, his world forever changed. What started as a fight over a girl had ended in a tragedy that no one saw coming. The police arrived at the scene within minutes. Jake was arrested and brought in for questioning. His confession was chilling. He admitted to the stabbing, but his words were haunting. He couldn't explain why he had done it. He simply said, "I lost control. I never meant to hurt him. It just happened. I don't know what came over me. I just snapped," Jake said. But was this truly an act of impulse? Or was there something deeper? Something Jake hadn't yet understood himself. Experts believe that Jake's reaction wasn't as impulsive as it seemed. Teenage brains are still developing, and when you add trauma, isolation, and unresolved issues, the results can be catastrophic. When teens like Jake face internal struggles, they often don't know how to express or process their emotions. That's when rage takes over. It's not just a simple outburst. It's a build-up of years of pressure, neglect, and pain. The trial that followed was a media frenzy. The town was divided. Some believed Jake was a victim of his circumstances, while others viewed him as a cold-blooded killer who deserved to pay for his actions. The defense argued that Jake was a product of his environment, his broken home, his strained relationship with his father. But the prosecution claimed that none of these factors justified taking a life. The jury had a tough decision ahead. In the end, Jake was convicted of manslaughter, but many were left wondering if the justice system truly understood the depth of his emotional turmoil. Was this a case of a troubled teen who just snapped, or a deeper warning sign that we as a society missed? Jake's story doesn't end with his conviction. It's a stark reminder of how fragile the adolescent mind can be. The pressures teens face, from family issues to peer pressure, from school stress to mental health struggles, can easily turn them down a dark path. What happens when a teen feels like they have nowhere to turn? What happens when they've been pushed to the edge for too long? Jake's story is tragic, but it's not unique. We need to ask ourselves, are we doing enough to help our teens before they break? This story raises so many questions, and we want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Jake was a victim of his circumstances, or do you believe he was simply a product of his choices? Could this tragedy have been prevented? Leave your comments below. If you're intrigued by stories like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another gripping true crime case. Stay tuned, because the next story might be even more chilling. This is Channel Name, where we uncover the truth behind the most shocking and mysterious cases. Stay safe, stay aware. Subscribe for more true crime stories.